Hey, what's up bros? So I've been talking to you guys in the past few videos about waiting for parts for my Subaru. So they finally, pretty much all of them came in the mail, so I'm going to start putting stuff on now. The first thing we're going to do is put the external wastegate and the boost controller on. I'm going to split those into two videos so I could go more in depth into each one and how to install it. And that also brings me to my next thing is I'm going to be doing a giveaway. There's a catless up pipe currently on this car. We're not going to need that anymore, so I'm going to be giving that away as soon as I reach 1,000 subscribers. So if you want a chance to win that, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment down below. You pretty much have as long as it takes to get to 1,000 subscribers to get a chance to win that up pipe. I'll probably end up doing a couple videos before that happens. So if you want your chance, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below, and we'll be picking the winner, and I'll announce that as soon as we get to 1,000 subscribers. So let's get to doing this up pipe install. So the first thing we're going to want to do is get the car jacked up in the air, because we're going to need to take off the downpipe to start this. This is how you know your suspension is stiff. When you jack up one side of the car and the back tires also go up. Once I get this other side jacked up, it should even out. If you guys are ever jacking a car up from the side, I highly recommend picking up one of these. I picked it up from Amazon for probably like 15 or 20 bucks. Just prevents you from smashing the little guides underneath the car that are made for the spare tire jack. So now that I got this car up, I'm going to pop the hood and we're going to start taking off the bolts to the downpipe. Alright guys, so the first thing you have to do is get this downpipe off. It's just 5 bolts up here, a hanger bolt, and then 2 more bolts. So once I get those off, I'll get you guys to the next step. Alright, so these 4 bolts are going to be 14 millimeters. You might need a breaker bar. These ones are a little bit difficult to get off. Won't be too bad for me because I've already had them off within like the last month or two, so mine will come off pretty quick. But if yours haven't been off or haven't been off in a while, it's probably going to take some effort to get them off. I'm going to take off the top mount intercooler to give myself some space to get the downpipe off. If you guys need to see how to take the top mount off, just refer back to my VF48 install video. So now that we got that off, we're going to take off the first 5 bolts of the downpipe up here that's connected to the turbo. Alright, so now that we have the downpipe disconnected, we are going to take off these 2 bolts right here, and then this bolt right here, and this bolt right here, and then there's one more right there. So 5 bolts connecting the up pipe to the turbo we're going to take off. Those 5 bolts to the up pipe are all 14 millimeter also. So now that I got the 5 bolts off the up pipe that are connected to the turbo, I'm going to crawl into the car and I'm going to take the headers off. That just gives you enough room to get everything in. You might be able to do it without taking the headers off, but it would probably just be more of a hassle, and the headers really aren't that hard to take off. It's just 6 bolts. So once I get those off, I'll get back with you guys. Alright guys, so once you're under the car, this is the header right here. I have a stock header, so you gotta take off the heat shielding right here, and that way you could access the bolts which are up connected to the block right here. Alright, so now that I've got the heat shielding off, you're gonna take off these 3 bolts up here, and then 3 on this side. Then after you take off those bolts, the headers will just come right off, and the up pipe's still attached to the headers, so we might have to take out the O2 sensor too, because that's attached to it as well. We're gonna take off these bolts and then we'll hit that. So I got the headers out finally. It didn't take too long, honestly. The heat shield was the worst part because the bolts were all rusted on. I'm not sure if I'll put that back on or not, because I'll probably get an aftermarket header here soon anyways. I did have to unbolt the up pipe in order to get the headers and the up pipe out, because neither one would come out without unbolting the other. So now I'm gonna put together this Grim Speed up pipe and attach it to the turbo, and then I'll start mounting everything back up. I'll show you guys how to mount the wastegate, because you're gonna want to mount the wastegate on here first before putting it in the car. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, so I have this tile wastegate. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Bought it used, but it should come with the Allen wrench and all the springs and stuff. So before anything, you're going to want to set up the spring rate inside this thing. I have it set to 1 bar of pressure. Basically, you'll take a clamp and do all the Allen bolts, and then you'll let the clamp out slowly because this thing is pretty pressurized. You'll put in the springs that you need. There's special grooves in there, and you'll compress it back down. I just used a regular clamp to compress it down. So you'll compress it back down, put the Allens back in, make sure not to pinch the little grommet in there because there's a little rubber grommet that seals it. So you'll want to put that back on, and then once that's in, you want to put in this little metal piece into the bottom. Then you can attach it to your up pipe. Alright guys, so I have the up pipe here. Basically you'll want to set it in there. Like I said, remember to put the little metal piece in this because it has a little groove in there just for that. So it'll sit right in here. Then you want to take one of these V-band clamps and set it in there. Alright, so I got the wastegate on the up pipe. You can see the little V-band clamp right there. I left it a little bit loose, that way I could wiggle it around and find the perfect spot for the dump tube once I put that in. So I'm gonna try to slide this in from the top and see how that goes, and I'll get back with you guys. Alright, so I got it into place, and since I left the V-band clamp a little loose, I was able to wiggle it, get it in the right spot for the dump tube to be installed, which I have right here. It's kind of curved. It's going to go over this CV shaft right here. You're going to want to point the dump tube this way because it's going to curve around the CV shaft right here. So I'm gonna get that installed, and then we could start trying to button this up. Alright guys, so this is why you buy new gaskets every time you do something. With the air system, this gasket was missing a whole chunk out of it. I didn't buy a new up pipe gasket or a new down pipe gasket because I just did those with my VF48 turbo install, so I knew those were going to be good already. I hadn't taken off these headers yet, so I bought this new up pipe gasket that connects to the headers, and then I bought new gaskets that connect the headers to the engine. So I'm going to put the headers back in and connect them to the up pipe, and then I'll catch up with you guys. Now I'm going to tighten these 5 bolts down here again from the up pipe to the turbo, and then I'm going to tighten the V-band clamps on the wastegate, and then we can put the down pipe back on. Alright, so I got the dump tube and the up pipe V-band clamps tightened down. So now I gotta put the down pipe back on, and then we should be almost ready to go. Then the next thing is just to put the block off bracket for this internal wastegate. Alright guys, so I got the down pipe back in, just gotta put in the 5 bolts. So the last thing we need to do for this install is take off this internal wastegate. The first thing you do is pop off a clip under here. I already popped it off. And then this arm will come out, and then you just take off, I think it's 2 or 3 bolts on the actual wastegate itself, and then disconnect the vacuum line, and it's out. Alright, so now I got the internal wastegate off. It was just 2 bolts. As you can see, it's right there, and the wastegate's right here. The internal wastegate arm is right there. So now I'm going to take the Grim Speed bracket I bought. It mounts right to the turbo and through this arm and keeps this internal wastegate closed. So here's the bracket. So as you can see, this part mounts up to the turbo, and then it comes with this bolt at the end to put through that actuator arm. So let's put it on. So you're going to use the old bolts that came off the internal wastegate to put this bracket on, so don't lose those. Lastly, we just need to put this bolt through the actuator arm. Don't tighten the bolts to the turbo until after you put this bolt through the wastegate arm. Alright guys, so that's how you put in a wastegate on a 2006 WRX. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. In the next video I'm going to be showing you how to do the boost control solenoid. You have to have a boost control solenoid if you have an external wastegate. So check out the next video. Have a good one, guys. So I mentioned doing a giveaway in the beginning of the video. So the giveaway I'm going to be doing is for this Cobb catless up pipe. One thing that happened while I was taking it out of the car is the support bracket hole stripped because the nut got stuck onto it. But all you have to do is re-tap it and throw another stud in there and it's good to go. Plus that part's not crucial anyways because that's just a support bracket. So if you guys want to win this up pipe, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. I'll be choosing the winner as soon as I get to 1,000 subscribers. So we'll see you guys later.